Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. Ha! Let's start the show. Hey,
What's up?
hello and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. I'm your co-host, Doug Bennett.
And welcome to the other side of the couch. I'm your other co-host, Seth Nacho. Breaking news. Doug gets in a fight with AI on his phone. Shut up, I know better than you. How you been, dude? How's it going?
Pretty alright. I'm sorry, I'm like totally sidetracked right now because you kept the breaking news thing going and I wanted to go in a certain way with that, but I didn't have anything good locked in. The first part of that is breaking Jews, and then I was going to go with something like bagel stocks at all-time high.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Box prices expected to rise accordingly.
Bro.
Like I said, it needed way more work, but like I was stun locked, being like, "There's something there."
I'm gonna make a Jew joke with bagels. Someone call my lawyer. Good thing he's also Jewish.
Breaking news: the Goyim have found out we call them that. Dude, we'll get to it later on, but that was one of the craziest things in this batch of the Epstein files.
About Goyim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently he was like a hardcore Jewish supremacist, which, you know,
I mean,
he's a hardcore a lot of other things too. It doesn't surprise me that he also had like fringe racial and political beliefs.
that's like probably the least problematic parts about him. like if that was all he had going on, he'd be problematic. But like with everything else, he was like a real
Yeah.
disaster, I guess. I don't know. What's worse than a problem? A disaster? Crisis? Anyway, so let's do a little bit of let's meander a little bit like we always do. Iron Lung, we missed out on this because we had to take a little break, but that was last weekend. Big success. Great success.
Very nice.
My wife. Markiplier, my wife.
Speaking of, dude, I heard the main actor in Iron Lung was actually sleeping with Markiplier's wife the whole time.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I didn't know he had a wife. Thought he was gay.
Just because Tumblr wanted him to be doesn't make it so.
Right.
Also,
Well,
the joke there is that Markiplier was the main guy.
yeah, I think we all do that. I think everybody got that. I think. I heard the movie was pretty solid. So it did really well. Like it was like it quadrupled the budget or something like that in terms of how it did at the box office. It was like number 2 or number 1 or something. It was up there. We'll get into that in a second. But the movie itself. So like, I'm a guy that's reviewing the review of the movie because I didn't watch the movie. This is how we do things in the Big 2-6. That's how we did things in the Big 2-5 too. I hear that it's very slow at the beginning. Like just a slow crawl. And then it gets way better. Like, guy was saying it probably would have been better as like a 30-minute short film.
Yeah.
But you got to make a feature movie.
The source material, which is a video game,
Yes.
it's a very short video game. The game is only 30 minutes long. So, how do you make a 2-hour movie out of 30 minutes of gameplay? I could see that being a reasonable critique.
Right. But unlike Shelby Oaks, which is another YouTuber movie, don't ask me to say what YouTuber it is. I don't remember. I don't think he's quite as famous as Markiplier, but he's like a movie critic.
Okay.
He made his own horror movie. And apparently at the beginning of Shelby Oaks, the parts with like the found footage was good. But then it went into like cliche horror stuff. Markiplier, Iron Lung. I mean, honestly, I'd say the movie's based on the game. You know, like I don't really think they innovated too much. So I mean, like, can you say he really wrote it or whatever? But the Eldritch cosmic horror was cool. Everybody thought that was like a new, you know, it was fresh. But like I said, the movie was a slow pace crawl. I heard Markiplier's acting got better as it went on. Kind of like people like you're looking at the screen, and you have to believe that's the character Simon, not Markiplier, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know who Markiplier is, I bet it's easier. But like for people that know him, it's like God, like, is this a believable performance? You know, I don't know. Anyway, the movie did really well, and it was mostly met with people saying it was good. Like I think critics, most of them agree it's good.
Yeah, there was some funny business with sort of the charts.
The charts,
if you
yeah.
will. And it really that got resolved. There was nothing nefarious going on. There wasn't Hollywood shenanigans.
Oh, wasn't?
No, it's just a lot of, depending on when you looked at the charts. Did it update for the day? Blah blah blah. Whose numbers got in first? There's a whole process to compiling the income charts. And so the specific incident, the day where it disappeared from the charts that everyone blew up about, that was just like a lag in the system. I think it finished at, it was number one briefly, but I think it finished at number 2 for the weekend. It beat out the Melania biopic. Which that documentary looks pretty interesting.
I'm not interested though. I don't care.
Yeah. Am I going to go out of my way to see it? No.
Am I going to go see a documentary about a woman? I don't know. No, but the Iron Lung though, cool. We love video games. I heard the video game itself kind of trash.
Well, again, it's more,
Hard to play, I guess.
It's more like, you know, it's a 30-minute story-based game. It's like, it's
Half the game's just typing shit on the computer.
it's that kind of experience that only, it's that kind of art that only video games can deliver to you, because we've talked about this before on the show. It literally doesn't happen without your participation. It's that level of immersion that like you can't get from a book or a movie. So I don't know if it's,
And you can't get a book without reading it.
books are the closest thing to video games in terms of immersion. I'm going to stand on business with that one.
You can't get a movie without looking at it or listening to it.
I mean, according to Netflix executives, like they have to make their shows a lot stupider and easier to follow because now they expect people to be on their phone.
They do, yeah. I think that's the thing, yeah.
So, yeah, fun. I don't know. I bet the game is an experience, though. Like, for example, Disco Elysium. I don't know if I'd call that game fun, but it's in my top 10 of all time. What an experience!
Ooh-wee.
That's a sort of distinction. Guy like me, I draw that kind of distinction.
Guy like you.
Yeah.
Guy like me, not fun, going in the shitter. No, I'm kidding.
You have no room to talk about fun, brother. Mr. 6,000 hours of DBD.
I don't know about that, but I have fun, okay? I have a lot of fun when I'm playing it, okay? Look,
Get slugged, kid.
anyway, reel it back in, Seth. Reel it back in, Nacho. Look, the Iron Lung, though, I'm happy for him. You know? What? Wow.
Yeah. Wow, what a good job. Wow.
Maybe us YouTubers here can make a feature-length film one day.
Yeah. It's going to be the sequel to Don't Be a Menace in South Central.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah, Spike Lee will totally let me do that.
There's gonna be a.
That wouldn't miss the point at all.
It's gonna be black guy instead of white guys can't jump, black guys can't. Fill in the gap.
Whichever stereotype you want there.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, the real sequel that I want to make is yet again a second, third time Friday. Who could have believed it?
Wait, you mean
I'm gonna
like?
add on to the Friday series.
Oh, not Freaky Friday.
No.
Like Friday, like Friday, like damn.
Yeah.
You know that Friday. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen those movies.
Yeah.
There's like Friday and there's like next Friday.
So what I'm gonna be like Friday yet again. That's the joke I'm doing there.
Yeah, I see. See, if it was Freaky Friday, bro, and you switch bodies with me, first thing he's gonna do.
First thing I'm gonna do, handle of Jack Daniels. Second thing I'm gonna do, put a bendy straw in it for a vent. Third thing I'm gonna do, bottoms up. We're gonna see what your tolerance is really like.
You're gonna use the bendy straw in order to like create the airway, so that way you could just funnel the whole bottle down your mouth in seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't to drink out of the bendy straw.
No, that's too cute.
Pinky extended, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Freaky Friday. No, okay. Friday the 13th. What if we did that sequel?
Okay.
We put you in a hockey mask.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Jason doesn't really talk. As Jason, I'm gonna talk.
You're gonna have voice lines, okay?
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
It's like, oh, jeez, I'm real sorry about this. Oh.
Oh my god, dude, what the fuck, Canadian?
Yeah, Canadian Jason. Ah, gee, real sorry about that. Oh, that's my machete. Sorry, my bad.
They're gonna be like, I love killing teenagers. You know, you're like, nah, dude. Oh, oops, sorry about that, eh?
Yeah. Well, I just have to fulfill this eldritch curse. I can't really die unless I kill you. Oops, sorry.
You guys like maple syrup, eh? Like just start offering the kids poutine as you kill them.
I'm less of a person and more of a force of nature, eh? The final...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a deadite. You know about that theory?
What's that?
That Jason's a deadite?
What does that mean?
It's a sort of thing from the Evil Dead universe.
Okay.
Did you watch the new Evil Dead?
Mm.
I didn't see it, but like the mom, like you saw the previews, the mom turns into like that, "Come David," whatever it is, like it's kind of like an undead, but it's not an undead. It's like a thing. That's why he's like that. He can't die, and he's got to fulfill his curse, eh?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, I knew I should have sharpened this. Now your head's hanging off. I didn't get a clean cut. Ooh, real sorry.
Hey, let's take a photo, eh?
You know who could really help me fulfill that vision? We got to bring the Wayans brothers in. They can elevate this to the comedic level that I want. Because they're the guys who did all the Scary Movie parodies, right?
Yes, yeah. Alright.
Oh, sorry, eh?
I do like that. I like Canadian Jason. I think that's pretty fucking dumb, dude. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, time for a big question.
Why not?
Might be a little early, but it's fine.
I mean, if it's a little early, I can hit you with some more Jordan Peterson. I saw some good JP on the timeline.
Oh, what'd you see of JP?
Yeah, it was somebody doing dialogue lines for him, and we all know the voice. Hopefully, I can still kind of do it. He's like, "Now, you see a mobster, and you understand that they're part of a mob. That makes sense. That's right. So you'd expect that a lobster would be part of a lob. Oh, but life isn't that simple, bucko." That one tickled me.
The lobster is part of a lob.
Oh, but you'd be mistaken, kid.
Also, you got the thing you're wrong about is that we're all gay.
And I'm tearing up about it.
Yeah, this is some really hard shit. There's a rat and he's trying to swim in a vat of cream.
The thing about a rat is that he's a rat. Or however that one video.
I know. I turned it into the Pulp Fiction Christopher Walken. I think that's Pulp Fiction. Two mice fall in a vat of cream. One gives up and drowns. What is it like? If you extend help to the mouse, it'll think you're going to do it again or something. Some sort of experiment.
So that experiment, yeah, basically it's rats and drowning and whatever. But if you don't help it at all, it will eventually give up and drown. If you help it one time, then you put it back in, it can go way beyond what its own like it'll just expect that help is coming and it knows to stay alive after that. It's pretty cool. Like,
That's what it is. Okay. That's pretty cool.
And that's not just rats. I think people are in a lot of ways. That's just like a biological.
People are like rats. People are a lot like rats, and I'm getting really upset about it. like Scoob. my Jordan Peterson turned into Shaggy.
What you have to consider is that a man is like a rat. He scurries, he likes cheese,
He presses the orgasm button.
and he's prone to getting caught in a trap. Now, sometimes that trap is a physical trap. Sometimes that trap is a woman.
A woman rat.
Yeah. Sometimes the trap looks like a woman, but is actually a femboy. They're telling me the trap is offensive in that context, but were you on 4chan in 2009? I don't think so, bucko.
The lob. I think a lobster's part of a lob. That is pretty good. God damn, Jordan Peterson. Is he even relevant anymore?
No, sadly.
I don't think so.
I
think young men have finally grown up a bit and know what responsibility is now. They don't need him anymore.
So, yeah, what was really important about Jordan Peterson, and I feel like we've talked about this before, but like, he, in the clean your room phase, like when he got canceled for not doing pronouns, and he had that book out, like the 10 rules, I think, was his deal.
I don't remember, yeah.
The main one was cleaning your room, and people made fun of that. But it's good advice. If you can't order the most simple thing in your life, how are you going to order everything else in your life? So, but he was the only guy at that time saying shit like that, for real.
He was like alpha male content that was like, actually like, this is what you should listen to.
Yeah, it was practical, fatherly advice for a generation that, like, you know, a lot of us have good fathers, but a lot of us don't. And, you know, very positive voice for change. So, like, he inspired a whole generation of influencers, and the ripple effects of that, astounding. Always have to give him credit for that. Then he started to spiral, and, like, wearing the 2 color suits, like he's fucking some combination of the Joker and Two-Face, and then his daughters tried to kill him multiple times. That's an allegation I'm making, but I do the math on that, and I can't come up with any other solution to his health problems other than that his daughter is causing it. So, that's for you to look up on your own time. That's your own rabbit hole.
Yeah, well, the lobster thing was funny because apparently he did say something about a lobster.
Yeah.
Aren't lobsters like immortal?
Technically, they could be. The thing with lobsters is, like, they will always grow no matter what. And there's a certain point where their insides will grow faster than their outsides. Like, they reach a certain point where they can't molt fast enough.
Right.
So basically every lobster who dies naturally dies from being crushed to death.
Rough.
Yeah.
Rough, dude. But yeah, they could live for like 100 years or whatever.
Yeah, the lobster thing from Jordan Peterson, if I remember correctly, was like social hierarchies. Kind of similar to the crabs in a bucket analogy. How, like, if you have a bunch of crabs in a bucket, and the crab that figures out how to try to get out will always be dragged back down in. Just when that crab thinks he's out,
they pull it back in!
thank you.
Yeah, got it.
But lobsters apparently have like a pretty complex, sexually dimorphic social hierarchy. I don't really know.
There was something about lobster sex I heard about, and I don't remember anymore.
Yeah,
There's some movie about that.
Oh, there's that movie called The Lobster, starring John C. Reilly.
Like the guy was turning into a lobster.
Yeah.
Or so, I cannot remember.
I never watched it, but like supposedly the plot point was that like when you fall in love, you turn into like pairs of animals or whatever. Not matching pairs, but just like pairs that go together. And he's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna turn into a lobster. What the fuck goes with a lobster? That's my understanding of it anyway.
I think that was it. I don't remember, but yeah. Anyway, big question time. Doug, this is some serious shit. We've been around for a long time.
31 years.
The show has not been around for as long. So I don't know if we've covered all the things that we've talked about in this life together. Well, the show was like 2022, right?
Yeah, I want to do something here.
Okay, well, look. This is what's important.
Guess what?
Yes.
This is actually a very significant chunk. This is 13% of our lives is how long we've been doing the show.
Hooray!
That's the same percentage as high school was for us.
Yeah. So, what I'm trying to get at, we've talked about a lot of conspiracies in private. We've talked a lot about conspiracies in public. How does it feel to be right about all of them, Doug?
It's one of those situations. I guess I told you so. That doesn't feel good to say. Kind of wish I was wrong about all this. But
Like adrenochrome,
yeah.
like Pizzagate. Like how does it feel?
Well, it's nice, like, because when you come into forbidden knowledge, esoteric, terrible truths about reality,
Wayfair furniture.
that one especially was like, that was a long. I didn't believe that one, even though I repeated it. I was like, even that one for real. But it's nice, like, at least I'm not crazy, you know. At least I'm not literally insane, which is a real thing that, like, statistically, a lot of people will have to deal with going literally insane at some point in their life. And I'm just glad at the ripe young age of 31, not insane yet.
I think I'm starting down that rabbit hole. But yeah, dude, isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
I feel like the news media is focused on one section of the stuff, but you saw the truth before we had the truth.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't even take credit for it, right? All I did was see what other people were talking about and, like, by gut instinct being like, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's enough here that makes sense that I have no choice but to believe this. So. Oh, wow.
Bless you.
These 13 milligrams are very peppery for a beast like me right now.
Oh, I'm getting
Moment of
used.
weakness. I'm not, in fact, immortal. I am no lobster.
Doug needs help. Send the spirit bomb to Doug.
Yeah. If you want
1899
Yeah.
Doug Bennett hotline.
If you want Doug to pull through, text yes to 5526. If you want him to throw up all over his laptop, text no to 5526.
Throw up all over his laptop. That would be worst case scenario, dude. That's a gone laptop.
It's your deciding a vote, America, tonight.
Bum, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Dun, 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 dun.
What is that, weakest link?
I don't know. I was trying to do American Idol. I don't even know what they do anymore.
So true, King. Ugh, I need more whistle wetter. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I guess that rolls us straight into some of the big news then.
Yeah.
I like to ask you the question back, but you gave me a very one-way.
Yeah, it was meant just for you.
Um,
Yeah. How do you feel, Doug? Do you feel good about it?
yeah, I feel good knowing that I'm not insane.
But you don't necessarily feel good about that all the things are true.
Yeah, it really sucks that it's not true. I've said this before, I'll say it again. It's just like somebody who has a questioning the Holocaust phase. Like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to want to live in a world where something like the Holocaust didn't happen. But turns out it did. Turns out it's one of the most documented, most researched historical events of all time.
Can I tell you something funny?
Sure.
I don't remember if I sent it to you or not, but I saw a TikTok, like, comedy sketch about the Holocaust that made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
It was like this guy appeared all of a sudden randomly at the park, and the guy was like, "Whoa!" He's like, "I'm a time traveler. I went back in time and killed Harry Schnufterstein." I can't remember the name exactly, but it was like a German name. It wasn't Steen. It was some whatever name. He was like, "Yeah, dude, he's one of the worst guys of all history. He killed 500 Jews." And then the guy was like, "You're not gonna believe this." And he was like, "Wait, you mean the power vacuum that I made by killing that guy meant that another guy came in?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, 500 Jews really isn't a lot. Like, there was
In the grand scheme, still terrible, but like...
like there was way more after that, because this other guy's like, oh God, no." That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Basically, like it was a good sketch, because like they were like, instead of going back in time and killing Hitler, what if there was another guy and then Hitler stepped in after that guy?
So
pretty
I
good.
guess we're going to have to pick up where we left off.
That's pretty comedic, you know.
Oh,
I feel like that was some good comedy.
For sure.
Anyway, are we gonna do the thing?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. What were they hiding on that island? This is the Epstein Corner. Ding. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. It
Yeah.
was not this week, but the week before.
Well, first off,
A new set of files got dropped at my door.
first off, R.I.P. Ghislaine Maxwell. She's set to kill herself tomorrow before she's to testify before the. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, and really, what they'll probably do is what the same thing they did for Jeff, which is just come up with a narrative. He's alive right now. He played Fortnite this week. The Epic account associated with his email address logged into the character named Little Saint Jeff 1.
Little Saint Jeff 1.
Now that one got debunked, but it's crazy. All of his logins were part of this last batch, so people have been using his emails and his accounts and muddying the water. Some really stupid shit.
Right.
But the number one thing, honestly, that got hard confirmed was all
from the new batch of files.
Yeah. Pizzagate, hard confirmed. That's just 100% the truth.
But Comet Pizza didn't have a basement, Doug.
Right. And nobody was ever arguing that there was... Because people forget this part, right? Because there was the mainstream counter-narrative to make Pizzagate seem fake, which was, like, specifically the basement. Like, at this physical street address is where all kinds of child sex sacrifices are happening, blah, blah, blah. All of the foundational information for Pizzagate came from WikiLeaks, which, let me remind the listener, literally nothing they've ever leaked has been verifiably proven false. Literally everything they've ever leaked is 100% true. Now, the Pizzagate stuff comes from exposing the DNC, the Democratic National Committee. Specifically, James Alefantis and John Podesta.
Yeah, John Podesta.
Co-owners of Comet Ping Pong. That's where this pizza place comes into play. Now, if you go look at what people have archived from Comet Ping Pong's Instagram account, very suspicious language, very suspicious framing of children, and Podesta and Alefantis, patrons of really suspicious artists. Do you remember the name Marina Abramovich at all?
Yeah, no, I remember. Dude, the Pizzagate thing was one of those ones that that sticks in your mind forever.
Yeah.
It's like one of those conspiracies. You're just like, damn, everything lines up, but I guess it didn't happen.
But it totally
I
did.
just remember that guy drove up there with the guns, and he was like, I'm going to save the kids, and everyone was just like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah. Right intentions, wrong actions in his case. Very suspicious.
But it makes it seem like that it was false.
Yeah. And if you look at what that guy did on that day, very suspicious that, well, he didn't go there to kill people, first of all, so no one died, of course.
No, he brought armed, he was armed because he wanted to save the kids. He wanted to, yeah.
Very suspicious that one of his stray bullets that he fired up happened to perfectly pierce a critical hard drive that would have seriously,
wow,
incriminated Alefantis.
That's crazy. I didn't know that detail.
Yeah. Even more crazy.
So what was the evidence in the Epstein files? Did you see? Or
yeah, so
because I heard that it was confirmed, but I didn't know what confirmed it.
Yeah, so it's two main things, right? First of all, Epstein and his set of associates, which same big circle, but two different cliques within the same big circle. Using the exact same language to talk about individuals that we know were victims of Epstein. Calling children slices of pizza, referring to videos as cheese pizza, which, sensitivity warning here, that's like common internet pedo slang for child pornography, CP, cheese pizza.
What about the hot dog?
Yeah, hot dogs. This is one I forgot about, but grape soda means something as well. I didn't bother going to relearn that one. I don't need to know these things.
We don't need to know, no.
But he's using the same language as these other group of child sex traffickers. So, again, some of the people that he was in contact with happen to be people like James Alefantis and John Podesta. So, different cliques within the same circle, the same network.
Yeah.
So it really just, it draws connections over. It's like, they were operating in the same way at the same time, doing the same stuff, talking the same way. So it's harder, it's pretty hard to open and shut at this point. It's because we know everything that Epstein was doing, especially based on his first conviction when he got jail time in Florida.
You mean when he was given the light sentence, the sweetheart treatment?
Exactly. The one where basically all he had to do was sleep at jail. He could go work at his house during
Didn't
the
he
day.
get I thought he was on house arrest. Okay, yeah, no, yeah, okay.
Which, insane. That's an insane
Yeah.
way to treat a guy.
Bro,
like that.
bro got sentenced. Not sentenced. He got convicted for a crime that has a minimum of 5 years, and got the lightest sentence ever.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you're running with the big dogs, you get to make big moves, I guess.
I mean, America's been lax on a lot of stuff, though.
So
Anyway,
is what it is. So basically, all those connections that line up with the WikiLeaks stuff, and they have such a good track record that now that we have this, it's like, okay, 100%, 100p. This is that guy. I want to get this out before we get too far away from it. The guy who shot up Comet Ping Pong suspiciously nailed the incriminating hard drive. He got killed last year by like random local level law enforcement. So they were making sure that they could tie up as many loose ends as possible. That guy seems like he was definitely a patsy at this point. Other fun stuff from the files. This batch makes it look like Jeff's almost definitely alive. First of all,
I was gonna ask you about the adrenochrome baby eating stuff, but okay.
yeah, that stuff is so sick to me that
Was it in there?
I mean,
I heard it was in there.
so we brought up Marina Abramovich earlier. Her whole deal is spirit cooking. You can follow that trail down, but it's the kind of process that would get you toward adrenochrome. Like, it's a stress released hormone that you can, and younger people make more of it. So if you torture a child,
Is it not just adrenaline, like in the blood?
I don't think it's just unless I have my biology facts mixed up, because the adrenal gland is different than the pituitary gland,
Yes. They are.
and the whole deal with it having to be kids is that their pituitary glands operate at a higher rate of function.
I like growth hormone type shit.
And adrenochrome, I know, is related to the pituitary. So
This is sick. I'm sorry to make you go into detail about that. But
Yeah.
look, anyway, so okay, I just thought that was in there. Was that in there?
yeah,
Okay,
And-
go ahead. You were talking about the fact that he might still be alive.
yeah. There's a chunk of emails from after his alleged death where he's being referred to in the present tense, like Jeff wants this, Jeff's saying right now this, and he has the Fortnite one was funny and confirmed fake by Epic themselves, which
Yeah.
weird.
Jeff's not playing Fortnite. I guarantee you. Bro's not on Fortnite.
Yeah, where's he dropping? Little St. James. Anyway. But and then especially people have brought up former Attorney General William Barr, like how much of a scramble he was in, to where he was like, people have to think this is a suicide. Like, he's in so much correspondence being like, people have to think this. Now, one side of that is like, maybe somebody took him out. Maybe we just don't want people to know that it was a murder and not a suicide.
Yeah, that's what everybody thought.
Yeah.
Everybody was always saying Jeff didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
But
But
it was the thought that he was murdered.
But now that we have emails from like the last 5 years where a bunch of people are referring to him in the present tense,
Was that 5 years ago?
Epstein's alleged suicide, I believe, was in 2019.
Wow. Goddamn.
So it's looking more and more like he's probably alive. And again, you have to think we don't have footage of him dead in his cell. We don't have footage of him being removed from the jail.
Well, who would do such a thing? Who would get him out and keep him alive?
Yeah,
You know who it is? I got a theory.
Please, by all means.
Because, what was the theory about who he was?
I mean, he's verifiably an intelligence asset for multiple countries.
But he was like a spy, right?
That's essentially.
So, obviously, whoever was his employer probably helped him out, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the biggest theory is that he's an Israeli spy.
I mean, it's not just anybody that gets to be roommates with the former prime minister of Israel.
Exactly. There's almost a direct connection. So, it kind of seems that way.
I've been getting more away from the Israel stuff, especially. It took me a while to grok onto this fact, but there's the whole Five Eyes community, which I know is definitely Israel, Great Britain, and the United States. There's two more. I think Canada's one of them.
I have no idea what this is.
If I had to draft a fifth one, it would be France, but it's 5 nations that essentially pool their international intelligence together. You know, I mean, the USA and Israel, they're butt buddies. You know, they're linked up like this. So, if you're one guy, you're the other guy's guy too. So,
No, yeah, there was the thought he could have been a double agent.
I can't lay this just at the feet of Mossad and the Israeli government.
Yeah, well, we don't know all the facts, right, about that. But
yeah, the people doing the international intelligence thing, his employers.
Supposedly, what I heard is that the U.S. doesn't like to extort people in the way that Jeffrey Epstein did stuff. So he probably wasn't working for the U.S. Like, like to get blackmail, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway.
There was some other good stuff.
Bill Gates got fucked.
Yeah. So all that's some serious stuff, and yeah. I don't want to get into the Bill Gates stuff. I hate the guy. I can't stand him.
Yeah. The Elon Musk stuff is funny.
That's what I was gonna say. There was some fun stuff, some more lighthearted stuff. It turns out Elon wasn't considered cool enough to be a pedophile.
Yeah, dude, that's what made me laugh. Elon was like, "Yo, can I come?" And Jeff was like, messaged Ghislaine, was like, "Deal with it."
Now that one turned out to be fake.
Oh, okay.
But there was another one that was just as good, to where Jeff hit him with "Oh yeah, we're gonna have a lot of UN diplomats on the island at this party this weekend. Wink, wink. I think you should show up." And Elon types him a very serious Asperger's ass email. He's like, "Just so you know, I run 2 of the most important companies on the planet, and also in the coming weeks, we are going to launch the most advanced rocket ever. I don't think it would be a wise use of my time to sit around watching a bunch of politicians doing nothing, frankly." And
I didn't know about that one.
And Jeff typed to him, was like, "Do you think I'm retarded? It's not going to be politicians. It's going to be hot girls under 25.
The one I saw, Elon, it was it's Christmas morning, and he's messaging him "Once the kids go back, can I come hang out? I want to hang out."
Yeah, girls for the win.
Elon's like, I want to party. I don't want it to be a relaxing weekend. I want to party."
Yeah, but the point is, it's just Elon did not fit the vibe. I'm not using this derogatory.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Elon ever did anything with them.
He was literally.
He just wanted to.
He was literally too autistic to play the game that Jeff et al. Were playing, and honestly, we love him for it. We love him for it, folks. We really do.
Dude, I don't know, man. I think a lot of the libs hate Elon still. They think he did it, but I don't think he did. I think he got.
I mean, for me,
he was excommunicado.
For me, what it is a lot of these people that are coming up, and it's so many names in the files, because one example I saw, comedian Kurt Metzger, he's like, not to brag or anything, but I'm in the Epstein files. Why was he in there? Because somebody emailed Jeffrey a flyer of a lineup at the stand for just one random event or whatever, and it was a flyer, so it had the names of all those comedians. That technically makes him part of the files.
Same thing with, I'm confused why, I can't remember the name of the damn groundhog, but the groundhog was in the freaking Epstein files.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah, so was Freddy Fazbear in the files?
Yeah.
Why is Freddy Fazbear in the files?
Yeah, Scott Cawthorn, we demand answers.
Freddy, what were you doing on the island?
So, that's the problem with how many of them are being released. It's gone from what could have been a pretty cut and dry thing, for example, the flight logs. Let's just litigate everyone that was on the Lolita Express. Let's break it down. That would have been a lot simpler than, here's every piece of electronic correspondence Jeffrey Epstein's ever done. But,
you have to slog through this.
Your Kurt Metzgers aside, the high-level people that have been levied serious allegations, out of all of them, Elon's the only one still saying that, where's the justice? Where's the prosecutions? Let's go. I think he's smart enough, and I've always said he's smart, but I think he's smart enough that, if he was actually culpable, incriminatable, he wouldn't still be calling for justice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he didn't get to participate because he wasn't cool enough.
Yeah, couldn't pick up on them social cues.
But President of the nation, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I think he might be in trouble.
Trouble. I don't really know, because it's true. it's true that they had a major falling out, and they had it before even Epstein's first arrest. That's how early on the falling out was. Donald Trump is a guy who's been surrounded by so many people with major life-destroying vices. For example, he lost his brother to alcoholism. He is not drinking a drop of alcohol in his life, allegedly. I tend to believe that. It seems like the shitty stuff that he does do, like the whole grab him by the pussy thing, that wasn't a lie. That was an attitude that he went through a large portion of his life with. The scuzzy shit that Donald Trump's guilty of is much more street level. It's much normal scuzziness. It's not. He doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who's going to participate in ritual child sex sacrifice.
No, I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about the sacrificing and the adrenochrome stuff. It's more of just the underage girl business. Like, you remember his whole pageant thing and stuff. And there was some report about underage orgies or something. I don't know. I didn't read it, right? I just saw what people were reporting on.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like a billion other people weren't on there doing the same shit.
So.
But you get what I'm saying, though. Like, everybody, I think a lot of people are implicated in this.
No. I mean, you got to think about it too. And this is not me defending him or caping for him, but like, even as recently as the 90s, like, you remember the term jailbait? Like, the social attitudes have rightly shifted so much further into like, everyone's got to be an adult, consent is so important, that like, things that were sort of accepted as normal, not that they should have been, but they were, like, things that were accepted as normal, there's a difference between being an Epstein and being a Trump. And I would never say that Trump is like a saint. He's probably not that great of a guy. But like, is he to the level of someone like Epstein? I would say certainly not. And how gross is it that we have to say these kinds of things, by the way?
It doesn't feel good.
No.
It doesn't feel good. But yeah, so anyway.
The last funny thing out of this batch of the files.
Yeah.
Epstein was doing some of his money laundering through World of Warcraft.
What?
Yeah. When they introduced the ability to buy gold, the currency in WoW, when they introduced the ability to buy gold with real money instead of having to play the game to earn all your gold. Once they got a real world conversion rate, he laundered so much money through World of Warcraft.
That's hilarious, because money laundering is typically done through real estate, fine art, and horses. That's what I've heard. There's a new whistleblower from the CIA. I don't know if it's that new, but I've seen a lot of the clips recently. And he said those three things. And like, obviously a country can do money laundering better than any sort of person, individual, or gang or whatever. But those are the three main things. But I guess now we can do it through video games too.
I mean, a whole digital economy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Reminds me of the Venezuelans that were getting gold in RuneScape. You remember that?
Yeah. So somebody pointed out after people started talking about the WoW money laundering, they're like, so this means that WoW gold was essentially, even before Bitcoin, it means that was the first like cryptocurrency. And I'm like, damn, that's kind of true.
I heard Bitcoin's down.
Bitcoin's big down. It's probably time to buy back in, honestly, because it's. You know what? Let's look at the real-time market price. Okay, so it's rapidly recovering. I think it went down to as low as 61,000. Right now, at time of recording, it's at 71.4. So that's still pretty close to half of all-time high. So a lot of room to recover back. And this is not a crypto episode. I could prepare one of those, but that's not today.
The hawk to a coin.
Yeah, what we've always seen with Bitcoin is it goes through expansion periods and then retraction periods, but it has always gone higher than its high after a massive crash, losing half of its value. Massive crash. So, if you've been on the fence about it, now's not the worst time to buy like $100 of it and see what happens. If it's liable to double within the next 2 years, like, That's a lot of free money sitting on the table.
Yeah. Anyway, crazy stuff out of these files.
Yeah. That's what they were hiding on that island. This was the Epstein corner. Ding.
Is that how we're gonna end it? Just like that?
I mean, let's officially get out of it. Other big news. Lots of big news still left to go here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's do a little recap on the 2024 Summer Olympics. This is called the Where Are They Now segment.
Okay.
Now, if you remember, there was two big noteworthy viral stories out of the 24 Summer Olympics.
Was it the shooter guy, the turkey guy?
One of them was the shooter. The other one was...
I'm not saying he shot anyone. He was just good at the pistol event. Remember? Yeah. He didn't have any of the special equipment. He just went up there and did it.
Yeah.
And he was also going through a divorce or something. And what was the other one?
Well, I mean, do you have any guesses? This one was more controversial, the second one I'm talking about.
What?
Imani Khalif.
Oh, wait, the boxer lady.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. People were calling her a man. But we said that, where was she from?
Turkey.
No, she wasn't from Turkey.
No, you're right. Yusuf was from Turkey.
She was from, like, Rwanda or Uganda, some African country, right?
Yeah.
And we were saying that she couldn't be trans, because if she was trans, she would be dead. Because they don't go for that in that country.
But yeah, let's tag in Grok.
I guess tag and grab.
Algeria.
Algeria. There you go.
Yeah. So
I knew it was an African country. I didn't remember which one.
yeah,
Sorry.
both of these people came up in the news this week. Pretty interesting,
How so? What was in the news?
Well, Imani Khalif announced himself that no, I actually wasn't a man the whole time. And I didn't note down what the specific genetic
Oh,
what the specific chromosomal variance was, but like he straight up admitted that he defrauded the Olympics essentially, and that like low key a lot of the people that we called bigots at that time were hella right. So that was like shell shocking. I'm getting tired of all this gender stuff,
Yeah,
especially when it turns out that like I don't know, the people who had the strongest reaction initially were the right ones. Turns out gut instinct counts for a lot.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I think we said that Algeria would like not be cool with that.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. We used it to make a bigger point about like however bad, quote unquote, certain things are in America. You go anywhere else in the world, it's actually bad. Like where's the gratitude? But that was like a bombshell for a guy like me, where I was like, totally felt like I was on the right side of history with that one, being like, yeah, so like she's a freak of nature.
Wow, that's crazy that he came out and said. Well, is he saying that or is she saying that? Did he just pretend to be a woman, or does he identify as a woman now?
And the way I saw it was him saying it. So I'm just reporting what I've seen on the issue. The only person who can make those kinds of calls decisively would be the individual we're discussing. But I saw him referring to himself as a man.
Okay.
And then, much more fun and much more ridiculous, like in some ways ridiculous, Yusuf Dikik. He has the affectionate title of Turkey's free-to-play uncle. Because, all the other competitive shooters, they roll up and they got the Spy Kids ass glasses.
Yeah, the special stuff. Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, I got these at Winscrafter. I shoot.
I scored.
Yeah. So he popped back up because he won the European Champions League for that style of shooting. So, not just working out his emotions, not just processing his divorce. He's like, honestly, I would say he's probably best in the world at that kind of shooting. And he's still proving it, just year after year.
Talented.
What a guy. But it's cool. I also liked, the dualism of like two people. You don't usually hear about Olympic athletes after the Olympics. For any sport.
Unless it's what's his name?
LeBron James.
The swimmer.
Phelps.
Yeah, Michael Phelps, right?
Yeah.
That's the only guy you hear about. You hear about him smoking weed, and you're like, oh, God, that guy.
Crazy run, to perform that highly across 3 different Olympics. argument for greatest athlete of all time.
Yeah. Definitely beats out, oh my God, what's his name? Not Louis Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong. Because he cheated.
I mean, they all cheat. He just got caught.
Yeah, well, remember, Lance Armstrong was considered probably one of the greatest athletes ever because he was so good at the Tour de France all those times. But probably Michael Phelps is better.
Yeah. So that was cool. Last big thing I have on my agenda. Will Stansel got kicked out of the left.
Oh! Okay, guys, so get this. I think I was streaming Tuesday. Doug hits me with there's going to be big Will Stansel news this week. I've been waiting this whole time to hear about this. Will Stansel got kicked out of the left?
It do be like that.
How?
So
He's like one of their biggest supporters.
obviously the situation in Minneapolis, Minnesota, continuing to develop.
And that's where he is, right? In
Yeah.
Minnesota.
He's a Minneapolis native. Like he works for way less than he's worth doing whatever it is that he does for the university.
I think it's property law or something.
Yeah. Well, that's where the housing factors come into play. And if you watched episode 1 of the Will Stansel show, you know, it do be like that.
It do be like that, Mr. Stansel.
But yeah, apparently he like whoever the official community organizers for this organization that's not an organization, but like, you know, general Antifa action. There's a ton of community organizing that goes into the professional agitation that these individuals do. And he was told, point blank period, you're not welcome at these protest events anymore. Do not show your face. We don't welcome you, and there will be no revisiting it. Fuck off forever. Thanks, bye.
Why?
Well, it's because people were setting fires on his block, and he went down to like, hey, like, don't do this. People live here. Like,
Bro, when the protest gets too close to home and you're like, dude, guys, I support this, but can we cause chaos in the next block over in the Somali neighborhood?
well, no, it's also a good point too, because like, what benefit does a random fire serve? I can at least see the rationale behind, you know, putting yourself between ICE and illegals. You know, that's direct action that is, you know, maybe let somebody get away or whatever. Setting random fires anywhere. No, it just happened to be in his neighborhood on his block. But like, yeah, they're like, no, actually, that makes you a fucking narc. Get out of here. Like, and I would like to take this moment to point out that why is it that when leftists want to attack anybody, that's when they start calling them gay?
The left has been using a lot of words recently.
So it's like,
Free speech is back.
hell yeah, brother. Some people would say that's retarded. I say it's awesome.
The left would say that.
Yeah, so they told him, like, well, you know, for saying that very reasonable thing and making that very good point, actually, go fuck yourself. Shut up and die, Will. And he didn't back down. He didn't back down at all. He went out there, you know, in the next couple of days, still had his camera out, still was trying to do the whole observer meme that a lot of these people have been getting into. Like, I'm just an observer. This is my right to observe. And a couple of goons, a couple of Antifa thugs, punched him out.
Oh my God, no, Will!
So,
Will, no!
yeah. Dude, when I saw that video, I got more mad about that video than a lot of other videos that I've watched recently. I wanted, like, they're hurting my boy.
They're hurting their
That's my
own.
boy.
They're hurting their own, Doug.
He might be a retard, but he's my retard, goddammit.
He has to keep calling people subhuman on Twitter. Don't do it.
So, you know, it still hasn't woken him up yet, even though he got the cancel culture treatment. He got literally attacked. He's still down for the cause. He might be too far gone, but like, the wheel has been set in motion. There's a possibility that he comes and joins the correct side. That's why it's called the right. I would never support the wrong wing.
I don't think Will Stansel's ever gonna convert, but God, that's so sad. His own kind are going against him.
He's literally
punching him out in the streets.
he's literally their greatest champion. Like,
There is no greater champion than Will Stansel.
and the irony is not lost on him. Somebody pointed out it's like in the fallout, and especially after he got punched out, they're like, it's pretty crazy that the very people that you call Nazis and fascists have more sympathy, respect, and love for you than your supposed comrades. And he was like, yeah, it is pretty sad, isn't it? And then he fired off like a whole essay on Blue Sky, like doing basically 2018 level analyses of leftist thought and cancel culture, and like, you know, he recognized because of this that a lot of modern left activism is pure mob mentality. That there is no rationale behind it. It's just pure black and white, sides drawn. We're not even going to consider the cases. We're just going in. You're either with us or against us. And he's like, and that's fucked up. That's such a childish way to be. Like, that's nuance to things, and you have to consider them. It's like, well, they're never going to consider it, Will. And you're still against us. That's crazy.
Lobsters aren't necessarily part of a lob.
Very good.
Yeah, dude, this is poor Will, dude. I can't believe he got punched out in the streets of Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Just being an observer.
Good old,
Bro's just trying to observe the ICE raids.
just trying to observe. But they punched him out for filming faces. Everyone there was Antifa'd up. Like, no identifiable features to be found. They still punched him out. Masked goons, brother. That sounds like the Gestapo to me. The left is the real Nazis, actually. Yeah.
Look, I don't want, let me be clear. Like, they're both masked on both sides. ICE is wearing masks, the goons are wearing masks. You know why? It's fucking cold up there. It is cold as shit in Minneapolis right now.
Yeah, so that's what's been going on in Mogadishu. That's what they're calling it now. Mogadishu being a Somali city. Minneapolis also being a Somali city.
Yeah, right.
Mogadishu.
Those are the Twin Cities now.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. They canceled our boy.
More like Will canceled.
More like Will can't be canceled because I'm sure he's still typing many things into Twitter.com.
Yeah. Well, no, he did leave Twitter. We all want him to come back, but
Okay.
he's over there skeeting on Blue Sky. That's what they call tweets over there, by the way.
Skeets?
Yeah.
Ugh. That's gross because I know the connotation of Blue Sky.
The groomer platform.
Yeah. Will, you're not grooming anybody, are you?
There's no time. He finally got the transmission on his Honda Fit fixed, so now he's back. He was doing a lot of his patrolling on foot, so now he's back behind the wheel.
Hopefully no one jumps in front of his car.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he doesn't get George Floyded.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't become the next like, I guess pivot point. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but focal point that changes causes more riots. I don't know.
No.
He can't be though.
No.
He's white. He can't be.
Is that the lesson we were supposed to take away from Renee Good and Alex Pretty?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because the riots haven't spread.
Yeah. You don't think Will Stansel's honorary? He got his degree in black people.
It do be like that, Mr. Stansel.
Oh yeah.
All right. I want to see on Twitter.com, I want to see all the black community coming out for Will Stansel in support. That's what I want to see. If that happens, then yes, he can be considered. He's invited. I want to see how many cookouts Will Stansel's invited to. I want to see, and then I'll know.
All right, Black Twitter, where you at? Nachos made the call.
Are we inviting Will Stansel to the cookout? Yay or nay?
Run that poll. Get back to us. We're waiting.
But yeah, that's crazy. All that Epstein stuff was crazy.
Yeah. We didn't even get to the other thing I thought we might have time for.
Well, what was that last funny thing you said about the Epstein files?
Yeah, he did money laundering through World of
Warcraft. Yeah, okay.
He turned WoW Gold into the first cryptocurrency.
My God. Yeah. If he's still alive, you know, maybe he can answer for his crimes finally.
And he's probably sipping Mai Tais with Benjamin Netanyahu right now on the West Bank.
On the West Bank is crazy.
I mean, there's nothing else there. You could pop some lawn chairs and have a good time.
There's Greta Thunberg somewhere being held captive.
No, I think they did let her go.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's got to make it to the World Economic Forum to talk about how many more bugs we have to eat, I guess.
We'll see. But, you know, I think that's going to do us for this week. So, you want to part a shot, brother?
Do I want to? I want the episode to keep going, dude. I want to go for another hour.
Hey, fuck it. I mean, we easily could.
No, I'm kidding.
Have you heard of Scotty K Fitness?
Wait, actually, are you about to?
No, I did have a whole other topic. We could do 90 today easy.
Oh God, should we?
No, we
Probably
should.
not. Yeah. Okay. Let's do a parting shot. Can you make that your parting shot? Can you dumb that topic down for?
Yeah, I can distill it.
Okay. Just so we know what's going on with Scotty K Fitness. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, twitch.tv/Seth_Nacho411. Drop by. Hope to see you there Monday, Tuesday this week. Not sure about next week. I'll let you know. But yes, 2v8 hits Tuesday, so that'll be fun.
Ayo.
For a shot, I don't even know where to go with, man. It's like, where's Waldo? We gotta find Epstein. We gotta find him if he's still alive.
Where's Jeffrey?
Like, I don't know the probability of whether he's more alive or dead. I'm leaning towards he's probably dead. I'm leaning towards that they murdered him, right? Because we all know he didn't kill himself. You know, he didn't kill himself. But I'm leaning, like, I would say at least like 80% that he's dead, and then maybe there's a 20% chance he's alive. But yeah. Anyway,
The world may never know.
send us your findings. Send us your reports.
Absolutely.
We want to see.
So true.
We showed you our reports. We want to see yours.
Yeah. Over here, you already know, it's your boy Doug B. Get at me where you at me. If you can't, okay, boomer.
You don't know how to work a fucking phone anymore? You don't know how to work your freaking iPad that your kid uses?
In terms of a parting shot, we're going to break down the Scotty K Fitness / Scott Kramer drama. Now, like the handle might lead you to believe, fitness influencer, you know, really has kind of built his brand on like being wholesome and like overly positive. Guy like me, I look at that kind of guy, I see performative masculinity. I see a guy who's trying to hide something, maybe not that he's done, but certainly something in himself, you know, making a big show one way to hide that he's actually the other way. Now, somebody made fun of him this past week. They said that he looks like the gay uncle from Ozarks, a TV show. And he did. If you compare and contrast the photos, yeah, that's a funny little dig. Kind of means nothing. Well, Scotty K went full mask off, doxed the shit out of him. Turns out that this particular keyboard warrior happened to be like a disabled paraplegic, like not really that good of a life. Also, didn't say anything that crazy to warrant, you know, like again, disabled paraplegic who now him and his family had to deal with a bunch of death threats and swattings and all that. I don't know if they actually got swatted. I'm gonna take that back real quick, but like, you know, just hey, random guy in my comments. I'm gonna level an audience of more than 1 million people to harass the shit out of you because you. And what's really fucked up is he released a long form apology video, admitted the joke was funny, and that he was actually dead on target. And so, like, wait a minute, you levied all of that aggression at a guy just to say, good joke, bro? Fucked up. Now, there was a lot of other things that came to light, such as, like, lies by omission that Scott Kramer has done about his military career, lies by omission about his past history as like a school resource officer at colleges, and he tries to pave over all of it by being like, yeah, I was a young guy, I was a piece of shit, I was a shitbag in the military, it was hard for me to be a good cop, blah blah blah. Guy like me, following my gut instinct, I'm like, oh, so you're just making excuses. You think you can just agree with everyone who's saying that you're an objectively bad guy and paper mache over these like actually pretty severe stains on your life record. And I'm not perfect either, but it's like you present yourself as this wholesome guy who's all about positivity and blah blah blah, and you want to be a fitness influencer, but like, you got to know your place in the world. If you're all of these things, and especially if you're going to cop to them, are you still also this guy who should be a focal point, who should be looked up to? I don't happen to think so. That's just my opinion. If you want to say something else about it, hop in the comments. We can start a dialogue.
That's a game opinion. Thanks for watching.
But yeah, so, honestly, probably good to put that in a parting shot. I don't think we could have gotten another 30 out of it.
I don't think so. Could have got another 15.
Yeah. I mean, I have a bunch of documents on him, like from one specific like internal investigation that got launched on him while he was working as a resource officer at a college. So we could have broken those down. That's where we would have gotten our minutes. But no, I think honestly we said everything. I said everything I need to say about that one. So at the end of the day, it's just like know who you are, know what your lane is, and there's a gentleman's agreement at all times on the internet. Nobody's that hard to find. Seriously. It's a pretty shitty thing to make it as easy as possible to harass somebody else. So, good people don't...
Especially with a huge following and audience.
Good people don't do that. And, just more evidence that we no longer live in a high-trust society, I guess. But I don't know how to get out of this topic.
Do what you always do.
Oh, that's right. So, be a good guy. Be a gentleman. Or a gentlewoman. Or a gentle them. Whatever kind of gentle you want to be.
A gentle non-binary.
Yeah. The point is, have manners are important. Manners are good to have. Have good manners. So, while you're doing that, make sure to do all the other things you got to do. Which is carry water, chop wood, and most importantly,
Choo-choo shiose.